Hi guys, welcome to this first module in Power BI, getting started with Power BI. What I want to cover in this section is getting data, first of all, from an Excel spreadsheet, and then going into the Power Query Editor to transform some of that data before I actually load it into Power BI. So this is the home screen in Power BI, and you have some different options here, and you can see there one of them is an Excel workbook. That is what I'm going to click on, and then it opens up Power BI and then opens up your computer so you can go and get the files that you want. So the one I want is called raw data, and you can see it here, raw data. So I'll just open that. It will load it into the Power BI wizard, and then you can select it and then make your choice what you want to do with it. So once this navigation window opens, you basically select the table that you want. So there's just one table here, table 1. It loads the data to give you a preview, and then you have these two options at the bottom to load it straight into Power BI if there's nothing wrong with that data, or to click on transform, which I'm going to do, which will then open the Power Query Editor, which is the same editor that you get in Excel itself. So now the data comes in, and as with all Microsoft things, you have a ribbon across the top, and then the data loads up. Once the data appears, you'll see down this left hand side you've got queries, and it says table 1, which is this. If you double click on table 1 or right click, you can actually rename that. So I'm just going to double click on it and call it main. Over on the right, you have a series of steps that you make. So this is really cool because if you make a mistake, you can just cancel a step, and it will just revert back to how it was. So here are the columns. You can see all the columns from that Excel spreadsheet. Some of them are okay, but some of them need to be amended. For example, this is a student column, and you can't have a 3.3 student. That doesn't work. So these need to be converted to a whole number. Now the way you do that is you click on this number here, 1.2, and it gives you that option to change that to a whole number, and then it asks you if you want to do that, which I do, and that'll change that one. And then these are revenue. This is money really, so I want to use fixed decimal. It's got the dollar sign on there. If we was doing this in Excel, it'd say currency there, but fixed decimal, it'll just give you, it looks like money, but it won't have a dollar sign or a pound sign on like that. And I need to do that with this one as well. I need to just do that as fixed number. Replace, yep. And then what I want to do on this one, this has got the city and the county. I want to split this column. So if you highlight the column, you've got on this home tab some of the more common features, and split column is sitting there in the middle. So if I click on that, and I want to do it by delimiter, and I want to do it by space because you've got a space there after the city. So when this delimiter box comes up, it will let me do it by space. You've got other options in there, but I'm going to leave it on space. And I want it the leftmost delimiter, and then when I click OK, you'll see that split it into two separate columns. So it's now saying location 1 and location 2. If I double click at the top, I can change that to city. And if I double click on that one, I can change that to county. I'll press enter on that. Now coming back across, you have some of the tools that you might want to utilize. As with Excel itself, you have these little drop down arrows which are filters, so you can select, deselect all, and then say select Excel, for example. Click OK to that, and then it will just show you Excel. Now there's the step appearing there, so I could clear that filter by going back into here and selecting all, which I won't bother doing because I'm just going to delete the step so you can see how that works, and then it'll just revert back to what it was before. Now if I'll use this same column again, you've got the option to change things within these columns, you've got the option to add things, additional things to this actual sheet. So add extra columns. Now, the tool or feature you may want to use may be on the Home tab, but you've got these other two tabs, Transform, which means change the data as it is. And for example, if I click on Format here, I can make this column uppercase. It will change the column in situ like that, which I don't want to do. So I'm just going to close that one off or cancel that one off. Now, if I go on to the Add Column feature, what that would do would add a column. So let me just do this on a date column. So if I go back to Transform, first of all, I've got the same date icon here. If I say go to year, if I want this to show year, this will transform this column in just to show the year. Now if I cancel that and then go back to Add Column and do exactly the same on Add Column, when I do it on this one, go to year, it will actually add an additional column at the end. So you've got the column added at the end there instead of transforming the data that is in situ. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to cancel that one off. Now, some of the other cool tools, if I come back across the other side, I'm going to make a copy of this table. So I'll just copy that and then paste it below. Control C and then paste. And then I'll rename that as group. So I want to group this one. So one of the features is group. So that you've got the option of doing group. So I'll go back to Home because that is on Home as well as other places. But you can group next to split column. You've got group by. If I click that, it will open up group by. So I can group by company because I've got that highlighted. I'll just call that state for now, and I want it to sum the revenue. So sum the revenue. So revenue by company, click OK, and then it should just show me that. So each company by and the revenue for the company. So there won't be a duplicate company in there. It's grouping by companies and show me that. Going back to the main one, one of the features you can do, if I look at the revenue and cost, maybe I want to work out the profits. It's revenue minus cost. So you've got this option here, custom column. If I click on that, it will give me a box that I can actually select. So custom, it says there, I'll call this profit. So that's the name of the column. And then basically it's just going to be revenue minus cost. And then that will work that out, obviously. Revenue minus cost. Notice it puts them in square brackets. I'll click OK to that. And then that should come at the end there. And I'll just make sure that's a fixed decimal. And then I can move the whole column next to the cost column. And then you can compare that. So 505, 245, profit 260. So that's worked that out okay. That's great. Now you've also got conditional column where you can add a column that's based on a condition. So I'll click on that one. And then this is going to be like an if statement. So I'm going to say if profit is greater than, I'm going to say 500 here. 500, you want it to say good. And then you add a clause and you say if profit is less or equal to 500, less or equal to 500, it's going to be bad. And this will add a column at the end, which you can then move. Clicking OK to that. Should come up with some bads and some goods. So mainly goods, but a few bads. Not many bads at all. Well, just a few. But there you go, that's what that does. And you might want to move that across over here, like so. And then if I go back to add column, make sure I'm on add column, you've got this one, column by example. If I click on that, it basically wants you start typing something that already exists. So I'll just type Gateshead and you'll see what happens. So I'll type Gateshead, it comes up with Gateshead underneath, so I'll click on that and then OK that down, and then it will drop it in for me. Just drops in all the cities, not just Gateshead. It's just pulling the cities off there. Now I don't want that actually, so I'm going to cancel it and come back to this side. So that's this is all about adding columns. Now you can format things. You can set things to be lowercase. If I click on that, it'll set that to be lowercase. Because it's add a column, it's going to add it. I don't want that, so I'll delete it. Remember, if I did that on the transform column, it would just do it on the actual column. It's transforming the column itself. So if I just do lowercase like so, I need to highlight a column. Well, it did it on the first column. I don't want to do that, so get off. And we're back to where we were, back to square one. Now, so the transform column will transform the data in situ. The add column will add a column, an extra column that you've got at the end. Now you can also do this. Look, if I highlight revenue and hold my control key down and students, I can go in here. You've got some options because I've highlighted two columns. So if I go divide, let's have a look how that works. So it's saying 250, 5250 for the students. So there how many students are there on this top one? 2 students. Yeah, so dividing, so that's working out. If I pull that one back across, I can sit it next to profit and rename that probably as price per student. It's just called division at the moment. Price per student. Price per student. And then that'll do. And that is already on a dollar sign. That's already got the dollar sign on it because it's based on there. So you can do that. Now, the last little thing I want to show you is this view tab. So these little green lines, or this green line across all of the columns, is completely across, which means it's seeing no errors in the data. And if you hover your mouse over each of these columns, you actually see some information about the column. No empty cells, etc. No errors. But up here, you've got some different views as well. So if I click on that view, that sort of grays everything out. This view's on. Let's have a look at column quality. So that actually shows you the same information, but for every column at once. Take that one off. And then you've got column. Let's have a look at that distribution. That's giving you like a little chart. And if you highlight a column and tick that on, and I'll tick this one on below, you get that at the bottom like so. So it's just repeating that information, but it's at the bottom. And I'll just take these off. You don't have to have these on all the time, but this data is quite clean already. It's not full of errors as such. So there's not a lot of cleaning to do. I've just done a bit of manipulation. But once you've completed all of this, whatever you've got in this list here, query-wise, is going to load up into Power BI. So now I'm ready to do that. So I'm going to load this back up. And then it will open the Power BI window. And what you'll do, you'll have to wait a while for it to just get itself in there. But over where the data area is where it's going to appear. So once the data comes in, you'll see those two tables over on this right area in this data pane. There's the main, there's the group, and then you can start building up your visualizations. That's all I want to talk about in this little module. So thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.